Pot's legal here in Oregon. Woo! Exciting, right? Yeah! Yeah. I don't smoke pot though. I drink a lot. I just don't like to have too much fun, so I don't really smoke pot. But I've got a buddy back in California who's been pushing on me forever, and I don't think he gets it. It's never really appealed to me. I don't smoke. I don't do anything at all. But it's not clicking for him, and he's been pushing on me for years. And then when he found out it was legal here in Oregon, he's like, dude, are you gonna smoke some pot now? It's legal. I'm like, no, still no. Doesn't appeal to me. It's like, but it's legal. I'm like, yeah, I know, but I don't want to do it. Bro, it's legal in Oregon. Yeah, but I don't want to do it. But it's legal. I don't think you get it. They can make kid touching legal here in Oregon, and I still wouldn't do it. I don't want to do it. It's not gonna happen. Smoking just doesn't appeal to me, so I'm not gonna do it. I'll just keep the drinking. That's fine. I went through a phase back in college where I was saying butthole a lot. It's kind of weird, but like I excessively used it. Like I was, it's fine if you use like a geographical like location. Like I was driving through like fucking butthole Salinas or something like that. But my buddy called me one night. And he's like, oh, what are you up to today or tonight? And I'm like, about to head to fucking butthole yoga. He's like, what's butthole yoga? I'm like, you know how they have like 15 types of yoga? That's one of them. Like, it was a little weird, but like I just kept using that, and it was kind of weird. Exactly, yeah. Well, I mean, they might make it something now. If I write to him. I've got a really wealthy uncle. He's like a multi-millionaire. And so he's been successful. And I've been, when I was in college, I was trying to like talk to him like, hey, like, what are your tips? Like, how do you succeed? How did you get to where you're at? Like, what do I do to get there? And he was talking all this bullshit about hard work and, trying hard and, paying attention. I was like, okay, stop. I finally got to the point where I'm like, is it true what they say about, if you find your passion in something you love, that the money will just come to you? And he's like, well, somewhat, like, like in a sense, but not, all the way. But like, if you can make it happen, like, pretty much, it could work that way. What do you love? What's your passion? I fucking love boobs. But I don't know how to make that work. And he was just like silent on the other end of the phone. I'm like, oh, well, I don't know. Because I just think the guy with the Girls Gone Wild has already like nailed that like niche. He's got it down, so I can't do anything with that now. I had a roommate back in college, and she thought it'd be a great idea working 40 hours a week to get a puppy. And when I get home from school, she'd just like leave it out running around, and the thing would piss everywhere. And I'd like clean it up. I'm like, what's going on here? This is a nightmare. So I'd clean it up, and then I had to talk to her about it. I'm like, hey, your dog's pissing everywhere. And she didn't like really clean it up. And then, or do anything about it. She just let the dog run around. And so finally, I was there after talking to her twice. I'm there one day, and the dog pisses twice. I'm like, fuck this dog. And I'm about to clean it up. I'm like, nope, fuck it. So I pee in a bottle. And I start pouring it in spots all around the living room. Oh, God. And then when she came home, I'm like, listen, your dog pissed there, and there, and there, and there, and there, and there. And I saw her on her hands and knees cleaning up my piss and the dog's piss. I'm like, ooh, just gonna leave that one alone. But it was actually pretty cool. I used to watch a lot of TV, and I remember like when I was watching TV, there was like a huge number of like dick pill commercials, like Cialis and Viagra and stuff. But then at the end of the commercials, they just had that speed talking voices, like, the following pill may give you blah, 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 like running through like diarrhea, like heartburn, heart attack, AIDS, and all this other shit. And I'm like, Jesus. At that point, I'd just rather not get a boner. I mean, I'm good. I don't need any of that stuff. My last job I worked at, I was a bartender, and it was like at a country club, and we had to do an Easter party for these kids, and they put me and like two other people in charge of putting candy in these Easter eggs and hiding them around the golf club. And and I decided to take about 20 of those Easter eggs and put IOU notes inside of them. And it's kind of fucked up, but I remember like seeing a couple parents come inside with these crumbled up pieces of paper saying IOU, and the kids just screaming, holding their hands, just like who did this? Who would ruin this child's Easter? And then I'm just like, okay. I mean, I get to eat a lot of candy, but I just felt so bad for the kids for like a second, and then I'm like laughing, like, okay, fuck these kids, they're gonna be all right. They'll get through. Now they're gonna realize the Easter Bunny doesn't exist, and they're gonna be totally fine with that. Let's see here. I used to donate a lot of blood, and not like a lot of blood, but you know, like once a month. Once a month I donate some blood, and I always thought it was like fascinating. Like they had like 40 questions they'd ask you, and like I got to the routine where just like, you know, like have you been to Africa in the last 6 months? No. Have you shared a needle with anybody in the last 6 months? No. In the last 6 months, have you had money for sex? No. And they're just going through this and through it again and again, these same questions. And one always hit me. I'm like, that's kind of a funny question. Like, and it got me where they're like in the last 6 months, have you ever had sex with another man with or without protection? And I'd be like, I'd pause, because like, no, and like, last 6 months, have you had sex with or without a condom with another man? I'm like, no. And it'd be great, because they're just in there, just like writing, like, no, check, and they'd stop, like, you know, so they always do that. Let's see here. I think I have one more. Oh yeah, so I got two friends. I'll end on this one. I've got two friends back in college. They're both like really spiritual people, and I respect it. It was fine. It was good, but like they would get really high, and then they start like the spirituality would like come out of them, where it'd be like driving to the lake, and the first one, he's like, dude, man, these hawks are always following my car. They're following me everywhere I go. And I'm like looking at him like, that's a vulture. And he's like, no, oh, no, yeah, maybe. I don't know a lot about the birds. I'm like, great. Okay, fair enough. And then I had another buddy, same thing. He either when he gets drunk or like high, he would do the same thing. He'd be like, dude, it just boggled my mind. He's like, dude, eagles are following me everywhere I go. And he'd be like looking out like, there's one right there. I'm like, that's a crow. They're everywhere. There's one right there. There's like 3 over there in a tree, cawing right now. And then I had another friend. She was like a crazy hippie girl. And at one point, she came over and she's like, I went on a run last night and I had this really wonderful spiritual experience where this coyote was, like I ran and I was staring at this coyote. He was staring back at me, and I felt this connection. And I'm like, he was probably just deciding if he was gonna fucking eat you or not, or attack you. Like, there's no. I'm sorry, you're this like different realm of like frame of thought, but that's not what's going on in their mind. They're like, fuck it. She's too skinny. Let's just leave. No, but thank you guys. That's it.
One more time for Nick, guys. All right, so we're going to get Luminous back up on the stage, and then we're going to have Tiffany, accompanied by Chase Valentine, on the deck. So make some noise for Luminous, guys.